you have a right to protect your home and yourself, but there has to be a real threat to you in that sense that the person, yep, they're banging into your house. You can't just fire away at the door. That could be somebody else telling you your house is on fire. So you've got to be careful of that. And you think of the gentleman up north, I forget where it was, I want to say Bemidji or Brainerd. Up
Little Falls, the guy that
Little
shot
Falls,
the kids. Yeah.
Again, they were breaking into his house. Excuse me. They were breaking into his home. But there wasn't a threat to him at that point. It was assumed, I believe, through the trial and whatnot, that the kids didn't know he was even there. They were there to take some stuff. Granted, it's a theft, it's a burglary, and their intent is to commit a felony and a crime when they're in there. But
in that case, he knew they would be coming in.
He gets them and he gets them downstairs. I mean, that was totally different. Yeah.
Right. So and it gets really dicey, and it's hard for me to cover all the possible scenarios. There's a lot of different scenario pieces to this, and the one thing that I haven't had a chance to say here is you also should at least attempt to, call that 911 and try to get some help and some things on the way. But again, if you're at a point where you feel your back is to the wall in that situation, then I'm not going to say you can, but you have to do what you can do, and you are allowed to do what you can do to protect yourself. And that's
I guess over the years, Kevin, it's the way I understand it is whether you are, like, say, walking down the street and you have a weapon and you're licensed to carry, or in your house. If there's an avenue for you to escape,
right, exactly,
then you should.
That's the other part I wanted to get to, and that's why I started to mention at the end there that your back's to the wall. But if you have a way to still protect yourself,
if you're upstairs, for example, and you hear somebody downstairs and you can get out of the house, they say don't go down to confront the person, right, call 911, or get out and then call 911. We talked about it a lot. That
we for our people here, for permit to carry, you have to take a class to do that, and the biggest portion of the class is about your rights and your liabilities, even more so when you have a weapon and what you can and can't do.
But if you're a hunter,
a lot of that.
If you're a hunter and have whether it's a 22 or a shotgun or whatever you hunt with,
right,
you don't need to take those classes.
No, you don't, and that's where it gets very difficult. So if there's people out there to listen and that are intrigued by this, do some research. Maybe you haven't had a permit to carry class. Do the research. Try to find out that information. And bottom line is you really do need to be careful of what you do, because it can turn around on you, and we've seen that around the country. So.